Saturday's game is our next-gen fixture against Altrincham. Firstly, how important is it to have a big crowd come in, and how excited are you by that?
Yeah, brilliant. I think, all the initiatives we can use and help, to get people through the gate, and especially young people coming to watch the game and get them interested in Southend especially. It'd be brilliant, and anything we can do to help them, it definitely helps, and it boosts the numbers, even though they've been brilliant this year. I've got to say that the support's been outstanding again. So to keep growing, that's brilliant from the club.
How important is it to make live football accessible to young people?
Yeah, of course. I think the price of going to watch a Premier League team now becomes so difficult for families, and it can cost an awful lot. I'm my situation, I've got 3 boys who all want to go to a football, so if you take me and my wife out, there's 5 of us. The cost of that for a day out, it becomes really, really tough. So especially local football becoming really accessible. You get that closer to the players possibly, and they're relatable. So it's brilliant to be able to get that, I think, for the especially locals and the young kids, and those are getting interested in football, the young boys, young girls, all coming to watch. It's brilliant.
So back onto on-pitch action, and James Golding's obviously got his 2 goals in the last 2 games. What have you made of his development since he joined the club back in December and then up to now?
No, really good. Nothing that, when he had his loan at Maidenhead, he played in midfield quite a lot. So we know he's got the ability to on the ball. He hadn't played in defence too much. So really good in terms of when he's come through the door, and everything we thought he was. He is, great lad, and trains properly and wants to learn, which is brilliant from a young player, and been really pleased with him.
And then looking ahead at Altrincham, what sort of challenge do you expect from them?
Real tough one. We've plenty of battles down the last 2 or 3 years with Altrincham, and again they're pushing the right end of the table and doing ever so well again. And the consistency they've shown over the last 2 or 3 years has been brilliant from them. To be a playoff team, and in good form as well. Good result during the week again, which doesn't surprise you when they've done that more than enough. Since this season and last season. So real threat, and they deservedly beat us at their place. So we're looking forward to performing in front of our crowd and hopefully trying to get the win.
You mentioned their good form. They've unbeaten away from home in the league since December. How much did you as a team relish that challenge of taking on an opponent like that?
Yeah, I don't think, because the games come so quick, a focus from Tuesday night now becomes Altrincham, and obviously the good form they're in, and as I said, great result during the week against a very good York side. So different challenges again, that one that, they'll know us well, we'll know them very well, of course, and, we've got a Saturday at 3 o'clock, the team's got to perform, and tactically there'll be some bits that both teams will look at, but you've got to impose your game on the opposition as much as you can.
Nice one, thanks, Kevin.
Unbeaten now in your last 6 games, Kevin. Barnet, the only other team in the league who can claim a similar record. I know you've drawn 4 of those, but does it still feel like you're moving in the right direction?
Yeah, it does. I think there's an element of frustration that we probably ain't got maybe a win or a couple of wins that would turn that into 3 or 4 wins out of 6. Yeovil, where we thought we were on top for the majority of the game. Same the other night. When you take the lead, that you want to turn that into 3 points, especially at home. So we ain't quite been able to do that, but there's a lot of stuff to suggest we're on the right track. And it's a fine line between turning those draws into wins, and they're the moments we've got to get right, and that little bit of quality in the final third at the right time. Because in terms of the structures have been good. So yeah, lots positive, but still work to do, of course.
15 league goals now for Gus Scott Morris. He just can't stop scoring, can he? Has he ever expressed an interest in playing as a forward?
No.
Is it something you'd ever consider playing further up the pitch?
No, no.
No, that's fair enough.
I think unless he scored 15 goals from the position he is, so maybe his runs from deep, or that might contribute to that. But we've got no.
No, that's fair enough. Kidden applied for some with a rare start in midfield on Tuesday night, and he played really well, didn't he? Is that giving you something extra to think about?
No, nothing in terms of, we've got good squad depth in there. And Cav getting closer. I thought Keenan done ever so well, as you say, and really pleased with him, and that's part of the squad. That when people miss out, someone comes in and you've got to stake your claim, and that's part of the standard, and you've got to have in the competition for places around the place.
Leon Chambers-Paradon, he's featured in all of your last 6 games. What has he added to the side since he came in January?
Yeah, I think he's coming into full-time football, which is always takes time on the body to adjust slightly. You might have that initial surge when you come in and you hit the ground running, but then the toll of training every day, playing can take time to adjust. He's had a little knock, from Yeovil, and then from the other night where we didn't feel right to start him. But I think you can see the qualities he's got in terms of his attributes. His stature's good. He can carry the ball. So really pleased with him and how he's settled in, especially around the place with the lads and the rest of the squad. He's been brilliant.
2 really well taken goals from defenders on Tuesday night, but assists from 2 forward players, Tom Hopper, Charlie Kendall. Tottenham boss Ange Postecoglou said assists are the most useless statistic in football. Just wondered what your first thoughts were on that.
No, listen, I was pleased with the goals first and foremost. I've got to say that, it can be, can't it? You can look at stats however you want them, and I was pleased with the goal from James. I think it's a great little pass from Charlie, and that little bit of composure in around the final third. I think Hops as well for the other one. That it looked like the move had slightly broke down, but kept his composure to find the right pass, and I think that's the most important thing. It's finding the right moment to pass, or the right weight of pass, or what that looks like for the next action if you want before the goal. So no, pleased with that. And it's good for them to contribute.
4 of your next 5 matches are in the league against teams above you. That's a tough run on paper, but it's also a chance to take points off playoff rivals.
Yeah, listen, not looking much further than Saturday. I think we've been in the National League long enough to whoever you are against it. It's momentum is a big thing. When you can come up against teams that are missing players and struggling with form, but those that are generally above you will be in decent enough form. So looking forward to the challenge, and one at this stage of the season you embrace, and you want to keep, adding points to your tally, as quick and as much as you can.
Altrincham on Saturday, they came out 2-0 winners in the reverse fixture. What do you think you maybe learnt from that game going into this one?
Not too much in terms of, tactically what both teams, we know each other really well. Phil's teams have always played good attacking football, and really well organised. So yeah, listen, there'll be moments we don't think we were great that day. So we will need to be better, of course, and there's always stuff to learn, but it's a fair while ago, so that does change.